So I've recently been seeing a lot of requests for a voice call quality comparison review of the new Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 Pro, and some of my viewers have even gone so far as to claim that the new Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 Pro takes the crown away from Huawei and is therefore the new king in terms of voice call quality. So in this episode, based on all of your requests, we'll be comparing the new Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 Pro against our reference baseline for minimum acceptable voice call quality performance, the Apple AirPods Pro 2nd generation, against the best all-around true wireless earbuds, the Technics EAH-AZ80, against our current voice call quality champion, the HUAWEI FreeBuds Pro 3, using the top and most common use case of video conferencing, tested with the most widely used and best overall video conferencing application Zoom, and find out which of these earbuds, using their respective firmware, offer the best voice call quality in a quiet noise environment, a constant loud noise environment, a dynamic loud noise environment, and a windy loud noise environment using our same test methodology we outlined in episode 24. We'd also like to emphasize that our unique dynamic loud noise environment test setup, as shown here, provides a realistic, challenging, yet consistent and repeatable test environment that is not available on any other review site. Our unique test setup utilizes two distinct female voices in conversation being played back through our left side speaker, along with two distinct male voices in conversation that is being played back through our right side speaker, and one male voice doing a presentation that is being played back through our front speakers. This unique test setup will help properly test how well competing earbuds can effectively isolate the user's own voice while blocking out 3 to 5 distinct external multi-directional loud voices and maintaining a loud, clear, and natural voice call quality. So without further ado, let's now dive straight into the voice call quality comparisons. You've got to start with the customer experience and work backwards to the technology. You can't start with the technology and try to figure out where you're going to try and sell it. You've got to start with the customer experience and work backwards to the technology. You can't start with the technology and try to figure out where you're going to try and sell it. You've got to start with the customer experience and work backwards to the technology. You can't start with the technology and try to figure out where you're going to try and sell it. You've got to start with the customer experience and work backwards to the technology. You can't start with the technology and try to figure out where you're going to try and sell it. I don't think it's good that Apple's perceived as different. I think it's important that Apple's perceived as much better. If being different is essential to doing that, then we have to do that. We have to be different in some ways to be much better. I don't think it's good that Apple's perceived as different. I think it's important that Apple's perceived as much better. If being different is essential to doing that, then we have to do that. We have to be different in some ways to be much better. I don't think it's good that Apple's perceived as different. I think it's important that Apple's perceived as much better. If being different is essential to doing that, then we have to do that. We have to be different in some ways to be much better. I don't think it's good that Apple's perceived as different. I think it's important that Apple's perceived as much better. If being different is essential to doing that, then we have to do that. We have to be different in some ways to be much better.
You've got to start with the customer experience.
Someone once told me
That time was the predator that stalked us all our lives. I rather believe that time is the companion who goes with us on the journey and reminds us to cherish every moment because it will never come again. Someone once told me that time was the predator that stalked us all our lives. I rather believe that time is the companion who goes with us on the journey and reminds us to cherish every moment because it will never come again.
You the customer and adapt to the technology.
Someone once told me that time was the predator that stalked us all our lives. I rather believe that time is the companion who goes with us on the journey and reminds us to cherish every moment because it will never come again. Someone once told me that time was the predator that stalks us all our lives. I rather believe that time is the companion who goes with us on the journey and reminds us to cherish every moment because it will never come again. What we leave behind is not as important as how we live. After all, we're only mortal. Seize the time. Live now. Make now always the most precious time. Now will never come again. What we leave behind is not as important as how we live. After all, we're only mortal. Seize the time. Live now. Make now always the most precious time. Now will never come again. What we leave behind is not as important as how we live. After all, we're only mortal. Seize the time. Live now. Make now always the most precious time. Now will never come again. What we leave behind is not as important as how we live. After all, we're only mortal. Seize the time. Live now. Make now always the most precious time. Now will never come again.
So now that you've had a chance to listen to the voice call quality of each of the earbuds tested, let's go over our subjective scores and recommendations. As summarized in the table shown, in a quiet environment, with exception of the more unnatural sounding Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 Pro, the voice call quality of all of the other earbuds tested scored equally well. The Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 Pro, on the other hand, had a noticeable synthesized sound signature with some s sounding artifacts after some words, thus scoring less than the other earbuds in the natural sound subcategory. When constant loud noise is present, while all the scores dropped significantly, all the earbuds tested still scored fairly well. The Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 Pro still sounded too synthesized, while the Apple AirPods Pro 2nd generation had a bit of a plug nose sound to it, while the Technics EAH-AZ80 had an echoey sound signature. The HUAWEI FreeBuds Pro 3, on the other hand, had a more natural sound signature and thus scored the best overall in this category. When dynamic loud background noise is present using our uniquely realistic, challenging, yet repeatable test setup, we can easily hear that the Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 Pro utilizes AI effectively to suppress background noise, as heard when some loud background voices suddenly start talking, and then Samsung's AI starts to remove these voices within a few seconds. However, once the user starts talking, even though dynamic loud background voices are suppressed, there is still some unnatural sounding artifacts heard that is a bit annoying, thus impacting Samsung's natural score. The Apple AirPods Pro 2nd generation also uses AI to remove background noise effectively when the user is not talking. but as soon as the user starts talking, the background noise bleeds into every word, which negatively impacts the natural sound score. The Technics EAH-AZ80 have the worst implementation for dynamic background noise suppression, as you can easily hear, relative to the other earbuds tested. In comparison, the HUAWEI FreeBuds Pro 3 was able to suppress external loud background voices to the point of pure silence, while also maintaining fairly good voice isolation when the user starts talking, along with a natural sound signature, making it the clear winner in this category. And finally, when wind is present, while the Apple AirPods Pro 2nd generation and the Technics EAH-AZ80 both scored poorly due to sounding very muffled, with the Technics EAH-AZ80 sounding noticeably worse, the Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 Pro and the HUAWEI FreeBuds Pro 3 both performed equally well at effectively canceling wind noise while maintaining a fairly natural and good overall voice call quality in the presence of wind, and thus tied for having the best scores in this category. But overall, based on our subjective scores in each category, we can safely conclude that the HUAWEI FreeBuds Pro 3 is still the best true wireless earbuds of 2024 for voice call quality. HUAWEI's Pure Voice 2.0 feature, which utilizes a 2.5 times improved bone conduction voice pickup microphone, which works in tandem with 3 additional noise-sensing microphones and deep neural AI, is so far the best background and wind noise cancellation with voice isolation implementation that we've tested, making the HUAWEI FreeBuds Pro 3 our recommended true wireless earbuds for video conference voice calls. So what do you think of our scores and recommendations? Would you score or recommend any differently? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to hit that like button if you found this video helpful and informative, and click on that subscribe button to be notified of our future episodes where we'll compare the newest true wireless open-ear clip earbuds from Bose and HUAWEI against each other and against their respective in-ear counterparts for voice call quality. So stay tuned for the next Weekend Gear Guide episode.